There comes a moment in every person's life when they finally realize that the dividing line between who they are and who they want to become is not the world, not fate, not luck, not talent, not timing, but their own decision. A decision to rise, a decision to step into the strength that has always been within them, a decision to show up differently, to hold themselves to a higher standard, to carry themselves as though they are the best. This moment, this inner shift, is what the Stoics spoke about constantly, not in terms of external dominance or arrogance, but in terms of internal mastery. They believe that a person becomes powerful the moment they take responsibility for their mindset. Epictetus said it clearly. We cannot control external events, but we can control our responses. And the most powerful response you can ever choose is to act as if you are the best version of yourself. Before the world sees it, before others recognize it, before you even fully feel it. Today, we're diving deeply into that idea. Not as a superficial confidence trick, not as a motivational slogan, but as a profound Stoic practice, one that has the power to reshape your mindset, your behavior, and the direction of your life. Acting as if you are the best is not about pretending, and it is not about ego. It is about choosing a standard of excellence in every moment and living in alignment with it. So, let's begin. The decision that changes everything. Your life begins to shift the moment you make one internal decision. I will show up as the best version of myself today. Not tomorrow. Not when life becomes easier. Not when your circumstances finally improve. Not when you feel ready. Today. Because readiness is an illusion. You don't feel ready before you become great. You feel ready because you step into greatness. Marcus Aurelius journaled daily about the kind of man he intended to be, not because he already was that man, but because he was practicing becoming him. That is the whole point. The Stoics understood that who you practice being each day shapes who you ultimately become. You become disciplined by practicing discipline. You become courageous by practicing courage. You become patient by practicing patience. You become excellent by practicing excellence. You do not wait for the world to hand you the title of the best. You live in a way that earns it from within. And when I say the best, I don't mean in comparison to others. The Stoics never cared about external ranking. I mean the best you that you are capable of being, the standard that your conscience knows you could rise to if you stopped making excuses. To act as if you are the best means to hold yourself to the highest standard, to stop apologizing for wanting more from yourself, to stop shrinking so others feel comfortable, to walk with quiet confidence, not loud arrogance, to live intentionally instead of impulsively, to decide that your potential is not something you hope for, but something you claim. Why acting as if you're the best is not arrogance. For many people, the phrase "act as if you are the best" triggers discomfort. It feels egotistical, it feels boastful, it feels wrong. But that reaction comes from misunderstanding what the best truly means in Stoic philosophy. Acting like you are the best does not mean believing others are beneath you. It does not mean pretending to be flawless. It does not mean bragging or posturing. It does not mean thinking you have all the answers. That's not Stoicism. That's insecurity disguised as confidence. Real excellence, real mastery, real greatness is quiet. It is humble, it is steady, it is disciplined, it is earned, not announced. When the Stoics spoke of excellence, arete, they meant moral strength, clarity of purpose, and the relentless pursuit of personal improvement. So when I say, act as if you are the best, here's what I mean. Act as if the best version of you is already inside you. Act as if your potential is not a distant dream, but a present responsibility. Act as if excellence is your default behavior, not a rare exception. Think of a world-class athlete. Think of a master craftsman. Think of a wise philosopher. Think of a skilled leader. Their confidence is not fueled by arrogance. It is fueled by discipline, focus, and mastery. They walk differently. They speak differently. They think differently. They choose differently. not because they believe they are superior to others, but because they refuse to be inferior to themselves. That is what it means to act as if you are the best. The value of this mindset, even when you are not the best. You might be thinking, but I'm not the best. I'm not even close. How can I act like something I'm not? Here is the truth. You act like the best, not because you already are, but because it is the only way to become who you are capable of being. No one becomes strong by waiting to feel strong. No one becomes confident by waiting to feel confident. No one becomes successful by waiting for success to arrive. Acting as if you are the best is not pretending. It is practicing. It is training your mind to respond differently. It is shaping your identity through action. It is becoming the person your goals require you to be. The Stoics understood this with absolute clarity. They taught that the beliefs you hold about yourself shape your behavior, and your behavior shapes your reality. Your identity is not carved in stone. It is shaped by your choices, and choices repeated become habits. Habits repeated become character, and character becomes destiny. When you carry yourself as someone capable, competent, and strong, people treat you differently. Opportunities open more easily. You take action more confidently. Your standards rise. Your discipline deepens. Your resilience strengthens. And slowly, what started as a mindset becomes a lifestyle. And what started as a lifestyle becomes who you are. The self-fulfilling prophecy the Stoics knew well. There is a concept in psychology called the self-fulfilling prophecy. Your beliefs influence your actions, and your actions influence your outcomes. But this idea is not modern. The Stoics taught it thousands of years ago. Seneca said, "We become what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Epictetus said, "If you want to be a writer, write. If you want to be a philosopher, think." Marcus Aurelius said, "Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought." In other words, practice the qualities of the best, and you will eventually embody them. Confidence practiced becomes real confidence. Discipline practiced becomes real discipline. Courage practiced becomes real courage. Greatness practiced becomes real greatness. When you begin acting like the person you want to be, you start thinking like that person. When you start thinking like that person, you start behaving like that person. And eventually, you become that person. Slowly, surely, inevitably. How to practice excellence without pretending. Acting as if you are the best does not mean lying to yourself. It means aligning your actions with your highest potential. It means asking, how would the best version of me handle this moment? How would the best version of me speak here? How would the best version of me think about this? How would the best version of me respond? How would the best version of me discipline myself today? How would the best version of me discipline myself today? Of me manage my mood, my energy, my focus? How would the best version of me show up right now? And then you behave accordingly, not perfectly, not flawlessly, but intentionally. The Stoics were not chasing perfection. They were chasing progress. They were chasing alignment. They were chasing virtue. You do not pretend to have all the qualities of the best. You practice them, even if it feels unnatural at first, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if your mind fights back. Growth always feels uncomfortable early on, but the mind adapts. The character strengthens. The change becomes real. Why facing your weaknesses is a part of being the best. Acting as if you're the best does not mean ignoring your weaknesses. In fact, it requires the opposite. Radical honesty with yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote often about his flaws, his impatience, his irritability, his distractions, his ego, but he didn't write about them to judge himself. He wrote about them so that he could face them, work on them, and rise above them. The Stoics believed, weaknesses are not shameful. Weaknesses are not permanent. Weaknesses are not defining. Weaknesses are opportunities. When you act as if you're the best, you do not hide from your flaws. You confront them directly. You say, yes, I have things to improve. Yes, I fall short sometimes. Yes, there are areas where I lack control, clarity, discipline. But instead of avoiding these things, you use them as fuel to grow. Why? Because the best version of you is not perfect. The best version of you is someone who is committed to mastering themselves, day by day, moment by moment. The Stoics understood that the path of mastery is endless. There is no final destination. There is only daily effort, daily refinement, daily training. To act as if you are the best means you are constantly strengthening yourself, mentally, emotionally, morally, and practically. The ripple effect of raising your standard. Whether you realize it or not, how you carry yourself affects everyone around you. The Stoics taught sympathia, the idea that we are all interconnected, that your growth influences others, that your discipline strengthens the people in your circle, that your excellence raises the standard of everyone around you. When you carry yourself as if you are the best, you inspire others, you elevate conversations, you bring clarity to situations, you hold others accountable simply by living with accountability yourself. You become someone people respect, not because you demand respect, but because you embody it. Confidence is contagious. Discipline is contagious. Calmness is contagious. Purpose is contagious. Excellence is contagious. When you raise your standards, people feel it. They rise with you. You become a quiet example of what is possible. And you turn your environment into one that fosters growth instead of mediocrity. The Stoic relationship with failure. Why it doesn't break you. Acting as if you are the best has nothing to do with avoiding failure. It has everything to do with how you respond to it. The Stoics believe that failure is not something to escape, it is something to use. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The obstacle becomes the way," which means whatever stands in your path becomes part of your path. Whatever challenges you becomes your training. Whatever breaks your expectations strengthens your character. When you act as if you are the best, you understand. Failure is not a personal attack. Failure is not proof you're unworthy. Failure is not the end. Failure is information. Failure is feedback. Failure is refinement. Failure is sharpening. Failure is part of mastery. The best people in any field are not those who never fail. They are those who never crumble at the sight of failure, because they have trained their minds to interpret setbacks differently. And that is exactly what Stoicism teaches, the daily practice that changes everything. Acting as if you're the best is not a single decision. It is a lifestyle, a daily practice, a commitment renewed every morning. Marcus Aurelius began each day with reflection. Epictetus trained his students to examine their thoughts daily. Seneca journaled to keep himself aligned with his values. So how do you apply this in your own life? Every morning ask, how would the best version of me live this day? And then follow through, not perfectly, but intentionally. Excellence is built through repetition. Strength is built through training. Character is built through consistency. Over time, the alignment between who you are and who you want to be grows tighter. Your standards rise, your behavior strengthens, your confidence deepens, your discipline becomes natural, your life transforms. You no longer act as if you are the best. You become the best version of yourself, not in comparison to others, but in comparison to your own potential. Final message. Acting as if you are the best is not arrogance. It is responsibility. It is self-mastery. It is honoring your potential. It is living with intention. It is choosing excellence over excuses. It is choosing discipline over comfort. It is choosing growth over stagnation. It is choosing purpose over passivity. It is choosing to show up in a way your future self will thank you for. You become the best version of yourself by practicing it long before you feel ready. So today, Choose it. Walk in it. Live it. Let your actions reflect your potential. Let your mindset reflect your strength. Let your choices reflect your highest standard. Act as if you are the best, because no one is better at becoming the best version of you than you.